as you scale from hundreds of thousands of virtual visits to millions of virtual visits every year, and you've got different regulations in 50 states across the country, and you're recruiting certified doctors, and you're running them through training, and you're bringing in nurses to do the triage of patients to determine should they go to an emergency room or can it be handled on line with a virtual visit. How do you think about this scale of execution of the infrastructure, so it isn't just about a great experience to the customer in terms of what you can do on a mobile device, but it's all of that back office infrastructure in the complex world of medicine and healthcare. How do you think about the stage you're going through now, which is about building deployment and execution in terms of recruiting, in terms of building it out?
Right, so as we speak, by the end of next year, we'll have over 10 million members, and utilizations, although low in the hundreds of thousands, will move to the millions. So we spend a lot of time with our teams looking at how we can scale quickly enough and maintain that quality of a customer experience from end to end. And we'll do that by leveraging some of the infrastructure that exists of the best companies that we can absolutely integrate into, building a health information exchange for our clinical data, leveraging our connected care hospitals from a service perspective. But we will not be able to do that on our own. We have to do that by making sure that we are having the support of all of the best companies out there to deliver this at the scale that we'll have to do it.
So one of the things I've learned watching you lead this company is that there's an incredible amount of networking with other professionals in the industry and making choices. Who do you work with as a partner? Because picking the right partner is really key. And then figuring out what things do you have to build yourself at MDLIVE versus what things can you partner with someone else who has a core competence in that particular part of the end-to-end system. So you really got to think about the delivery of your service across a whole value chain. And there are many places where money can be made. Partners can make money in some parts of that value chain. We can make money at other parts of that value chain. But it's pretty darn complex to figure out how do you bring together the domain of consumer experience, the domain of the complexity of healthcare, the domain of what's possible with technology, more and more cloud and mobility, data analytics, sensors playing a bigger role in medical devices. So you're dealing with multiple domains. And one of my beliefs is that there is a new kind of transformer out there, an executive who is an adaptive innovator, who has to have the skills to be able to look across domains and be able to determine, as domains converge, which things can you adopt and which things do you adapt to create something where you don't have to do it all yourself.
I think that the conventional way of thinking about how to build businesses at this scale with the belief that you're going to be able to do all of those things by yourself is what is changing. And the way that we are looking at it from a transformational perspective, that in order to accomplish that, there are already infrastructures that exist, and you do have to have the core intellectual capital that would allow you to build the value. But if you assume that you can do everything really well to scale inside these businesses, you'll make a big mistake and have a big problem. Selecting the right partners is also critical. So is there a common economic reason to do it? Is there a powerful implementation and execution risk that gets eliminated by allowing these businesses to converge together? It is part of this integrated delivery network that we have built, and from that perspective, not having people think about it as that these are all individual businesses, but how do we allow them to exist together through the MDLIVE portal is, I think, what's going to be a game changer.
Randy Parker, you're a world-class entrepreneur. It's exciting working with you and exciting having this conversation. as you tell us about what I believe is going to be a multi-billion-dollar company in the future. MDLIVE, Randy Parker, thank you very much.
Thank you, John.